clearing out this energy. And we just clearing out this energy. Hey, pouring back into me. Hey, ain't got time for no enemies. Hey, I've always got enemies. Hey, I'm living for divinity. Hey, going where I'm supposed to be. Hey, and God is taking care of me. Hey, transmute, manifest. Hey, hey, and now we rich in the spirit. Hey, blessed in the spirit. Hey, hey, now we doing less stressing. Hey, hey, because we rich in the spirit. Hey, transmute, manifest.
Let's go.
Hey, and now we rich in the spirit. Hey, transmute, manifest. Deep breath. Hey, and we just clearing out this energy. And we just clearing out this energy. Hey, pouring back into me. Hey, ain't got time for no enemies. Hey, the Lord was gotten into me. Hey, I'm working for divinity. Hey, going where I'm supposed to be. Hey, and God is taking care of me. Hey, transmute, manifest. Hey, hold up. And now we rich in the spirit. Hey, blessed in the spirit. Hey, hey, now we doing less stressing. Hey, hey. Hey guys. We rich in the spirit. Hey, transmute, manifest.
Let's go.
Hey, and now we rich in the spirit. Hey, transmute, manifest. Hold up. Hold up. Deep breath. Hey, and we just clearing out this energy. And we just clearing out this energy. Hey, pouring back into me. Hey, ain't got time for no enemies. Hey, the Lord was gotten into me. Hey, I'm working for divinity. Hey, going where I'm supposed to be. Hey, and God is taking care of me. Hey y'all, hey. Hey, what's up, child? Hey, from India. Hey. And now we rich in the
Hello,
spirit.
from the United States. How are you?
Hey, blessed in the spirit.
How are you today?
Hey, now we doing less stressing. Hey, hey, because we're rich in the spirit.
Hey.
Transmute, manifest.
Alright, y'all, I didn't come to hold you too long.
Let's go.
But I want to get a message out. So I got an afternoon message for you guys, and my husband will be back soon this afternoon with your live soul report for your zodiac sign. So I'm not going to hold you too long. I just want to get a quick message out for you guys. I haven't done a message like this in a while, so I feel like it's very important. There's a reason why I'm here, something to talk about. So give me one moment. I'm going to get some water.
Hey, pouring back into me. Hey, ain't got time for no enemies.
I ain't got time for no enemies. Lord was gotten into me.
Hey, I'm living for divinity.
What's up, guys? Hey, y'all. Hey.
Going where I'm supposed to be.
Shih Tzu?
And God is taking taking care of me.
No, I don't, very little. Like, I've heard of it, but I know very little. What do you want to teach me about it? I like to learn. Oh, let me cut this down. Hold on. What you want to teach me? Teach me something. You want to teach me something? Each one teach one. Iron sharpens iron, right? There's probably something I can give you and something you can give me. So I love cross-cultural relationships. Very important. This could be significant in this energy. There could be something very significant about cross-cultural relationships, getting to know other people, right? What they believe, what they're interested in. Doesn't mean you have to be swayed by anything, but it is good to know some information. Okay, let's see what the energy is. Let's get some energy out. Where you guys at? Where you guys from? Hey, y'all. What's up, tribe? All right, let's get some energy out here. I feel like I felt hot, then I felt cold, then I felt hot. I don't know. Make sure you guys share this video out. You don't want to miss this message. Hey. Hey, thank you. Hey, hello. Hello. It's me, Lala. New Zealand in the building. Hey, hey, New Zealand in the building. Welcome, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Hey, I'm glad you're here. We got India and New Zealand in the building. Hey. I did a dance for y'all, see? Okay, shout out to you guys. Thank you guys for joining me. All right, let's see here. Let's get a message out. Okay. I feel real playful today. I've been feeling very childlike. You know, I've been in my childlike energy, feeling very playful. You could be feeling like this. We got the sun coming out here. Okay, you could be a man in my energy, divine masculine. Something about the sun, you know, the conscious mind and the ego. I feel like right now it's very important to be, cautious, right? Pay attention is what I'm hearing. Yeah, you know, your conscious mind, right? I feel like also something about the ego. You know, sometimes we're not aware of what's going on in the subconscious, and I feel like right now you are very conscious of what's going on with the sun here and ego. I feel like this is a man. Okay, you could be a man that overcame a lot of different things. You could be very conscious, very aware of what's going on right now. Let's see, what's this message? Something about the sun, Leo, the 5th house. Okay, let's see. Let's get some energy. All right, we got the 8 of Pentacles coming out. Virgo energy. I don't know. You could be a master at something, working very, very hard towards a thing, towards a goal, a dream, something like that. You could be a man working very hard towards something right now. Okay? You could be trying to accumulate wealth. Okay? Something about somebody's business. Okay? Somebody could be like a workaholic, okay? You could be an overachiever, something like that. You know, you could be a master at your trade. I'm not sure if there's someone going to some kind of trade school, technical school, picking up some kind of trade or something like that. But we definitely got the Virgo energy out here, you know? And Virgos love perfection. So I feel like someone's trying to perfect their craft or something like that. Let's see. Okay. Yes. Someone's trying to perfect their craft here. Okay. Yeah, with the Ace of Wands, yeah, you could be having like, you know, a lot of new ideas right now. There could be a lot of just things coming up, you know. You could be feeling very excited, you know. Maybe you had like writer's block at one point. Maybe you just felt like, you know, things were at a dead end or something like that. You could have been feeling like you were beating a dead horse. But I feel like whatever it is right now, someone's finding that, like, you know, they're magic. You know, someone has, I got the magic stick. And I'm not talking about in a low vibrational way with your sacral chakra. I'm talking about with your crown. You know, someone's crown chakra is lit. Okay? Something like that. Okay? I feel like with the Ace of Wands here, there's a beginning here, a new beginning for someone, because someone planned for this. Like, you know, this is someone who's actually taking action. You know, in order for you to have a new beginning, you have to take action. And I feel like someone's doing that here. There could have been one point where you were just sitting around waiting for things to happen for you, but I feel like right now there's someone that understands that hard work, okay, is needed in order to get where you're going. Something like that, okay? Nothing in life really comes easy to a person like you. You know, you're a person that literally has to work for everything that you get, but it's cool because your accomplishments are different than other people's. You know, when you accomplish things, it's something different because you truly put your blood, sweat, and tears into a thing. Something like that, okay? Let's see. We got Sagittarius, Leo energy, a lot of fire, a lot of passion. I just feel like, you know, someone is on fire, like in a good way, you know. When a fire burns, right, it spreads quickly. And I feel like somebody is spreading their wings. Someone's spreading, you know. Maybe your mind could be going to new heights, something like that. Okay, you could be learning a lot of different things here. Very knowledgeable kind of energy. What's this? We got, of course, it says, of course, everyone is looking at you. You're doing everything you said. Goodness. Of course, everyone is looking at you. You're doing everything they said you couldn't. Okay? So I feel like you have a lot of people who are watching you, you know. You know how, like, you could just feel people staring at you? You could probably feel the energy all around you because people are watching you. You know, they're wanting to know if you're doing the things that you said you would do. And by the Eight of Pentacles, it lets me know that you are, you know. There's someone and you're doing exactly what you said you would do. You know, you're putting in work and you are establishing you know, things for you and your future, your family, something like that. Okay. I really feel like somebody's tapping into their magic. I ain't talking about no witchcraft, none of that stuff. I'm talking about like the magic within, you know, that thing within you that brings that good part of you out. That good, you know, the goodness in you is coming out or something like that. Okay. There could be a storm or very windy in your area today. Something like that is what I'm seeing here. Let's see what's the tea. Hey, y'all. What, am I missing your messages? Hey. All of our information is on our page. Okay, see you later, baby. We got unbothered here. So, yeah, I don't know. I feel like this is, you know, the collective, very unbothered by a situation right now. You know, when you are spiritually maturing and you become unbothered by some of the things that people are doing, they don't really like that. So you could be feeling the energy from that. Hey, boo. You could be feeling the energy of, you know, when you are unbothered and a person really wants you bothered. They really want to trigger you. They really want to strike a nerve, a chord, right? Something like that. I feel like whatever you're doing to control your emotions is working. Okay, you should keep doing this here. I don't know. You could be just staying out of drama, out of gossip. I love this for you. Let's see. It says spiritual sensitivity. The ability to be aware of and respond to spiritual realities, including presence of God, spiritual forces, and the spiritual dimensions of life. Heightened awareness that goes beyond the physical senses, allowing one to perceive subtle energies, discern spiritual truths, okay? So you could be very spiritually sensitive right now. Yeah. Okay. You know, it could be very necessary for you to make sure that you stay around high vibrational people, because when you're spiritually sensitive, what happens is you go around all day and you pick up energy from people, right? And what happens is you're sensitive. So this energy is affecting you all day and maybe you're not aware. So maybe someone needs to be aware that you are spiritually... I'm sorry, let me take this cough drop out of my mouth. It keep making me stutter. You need to know that you are a spiritually sensitive person. So therefore, you have to protect the kind of things you allow around you. Okay, something like that. You could have a heightened sense of just things. I feel like right now with your vibration, the way you're vibrating so high, there could be a lot of animals and bugs, insects, and all kinds of things just attracted to you. You could be finding yourself like always having to get insects and animals away from you, because some of you guys, you're not really animal people, but the animals love you. It's not that you don't like animals. You just maybe haven't grown up with animals, or you just never had your own animal. But animals are always attracted to you. So you're always like running from dogs like that love you because they can smell your divinity, something like that. Okay. Definitely a lot of butterflies, and I just seen some butterflies. It's crazy. As soon as I opened the door, I seen butterflies. So butterflies are heavy in the energy as well. That's all about like change and transformation. So I feel like there is a lot of change and transformation here. Okay. I'm seeing somebody working very hard. I don't know if you're working a lot of overtime hours. Okay, I know the holidays are coming, so I guess that's probably what it is. I'm picking up like a lot of extra hours, a lot of unusual hours or something like that. Okay. But remember, in the end, your health is actually your true wealth. So, while kudos to you, for doing what you have to do to your family. I know it's a lot of things going on, but don't lose your faith in all of this. I know they talking about all kinds of things in the media, but when you got God, nothing can be against you, right? Whatever goes on, it doesn't matter when you have the protection, right? So the world wants you to get in a frenzy about everything. The world wants you to be anxious and have anxiety about everything. The world wants you to think about what's coming next month, and we haven't even got through this month, right? That's how the world works. So it's very important that you remember that. Something about that. We got 3 of Pentacles here. Capricorn, okay? A lot of teamwork, right? I feel like it's very important as well that, to pick and choose your teams wisely, right? Something like that. Yeah, you could be a leader here. You could be a leader of a team leader or something like this with the Emperor coming out. Okay? That's a lot of power and authority. That's a lot of responsibility. A lot of people want to be in positions of power, but they don't really want to do the work, something like that, But I feel like whoever you are, you're taking this thing very seriously. Number 4 could be significant. You could be 34 years old or 43, 48, 38. Okay? Somebody's in their head overthinking, stressed, and overanalyzing. Someone could be just thinking way too much about a situation. Maybe you could be stressed out and overthinking because you are a leader. You're a leader in a situation. I don't know if you're running a work project or something like that. Okay? I don't know if you're team captain or something like that. And you could just be in your head over analyzing things. Maybe you feel like you can't get the job done, but I feel like you're capable, you're qualified. That's why you got it. That's why you have this position. You could be an Aries that I'm talking to, Capricorn, Virgo, Sagittarius, or Leo out here. Okay? The 3 of Pentacles is a good energy. When you have the right team, the right team can really help you. Right? I watch Shamar, and I love Shamar. I talk about Shamar a lot because when I look at Shamar, I see God. I know God's people. God will use people that people feel they don't have a chance. They don't deserve things. And he will use them, and he will sit you in front of them and make you watch. And I watch Shamar, and he goes to these different schools, and he gets these kids all amped up and happy. And, he manifested the life he desired, whether people like him or not. What he does and what he doesn't do is not my business. But what I see is how God uses a person, a person with disabilities, a person that doesn't have everything, that doesn't have it all together, but they have enough, right, to get the job done, to fulfill their purpose. And I see this for you. Okay? I feel like whoever you are, you're a very good team leader. Okay? But you could just be over analyzing too many things, right? You know exactly what to do here, something like that. You could be really stressing yourself about, how you're going to get a project done or something like that. these things come naturally to you. And I feel like when you overthink is when it becomes hard. When, you know, it's like when you can't really produce how you want to. So you could just be needing to chill a little bit. Okay. Yeah, look, we got Libra here with the Four of Swords. Okay. Needing to slow down and take a rest here, something like that. Yeah. Okay. You know, when you have a team, you can delegate tasks. So I don't know if you're a team leader or a manager. You know, this could even be at home. But when you are a leader, you know, you want to put trust in your team, because when you're able to delegate tasks, you're able to get more work done, right? So something like that. You could be a leader and you could be taking up all the work and not really putting trust into your team. What's the sense in having a team if you don't trust them, right? Something like that. You know, a team makes a difference. Look at you know, some celebrities when they get a team of stylists and different things, right? It changes the value of them, who they are, right? You know, it upgrades them so that they are more appeasing to other people, right? That's what happens. So something like that. Okay. We got same shit, different day, a thief. There's a thief here, okay? Same shit, different day, nothing changed, same thing. Okay? It says robbed, lost, physical theft, or emotional, okay? There's someone out here and they're still doing the same shit every day, a thief, you know? But the good thing is I don't feel them in your energy. I feel like this is an energy that is away from you. But I feel like this is also a reminder that this energy is still doing the same thing. You're not missing out on anything. Because you know how sometimes you think you're missing out on something? Well, I wonder if, well, Spirit says on this one, same shit, different day. This is a thief. You know, this is a person that refuses to get it together. See, because we all have an opportunity to get it together, right? So I'm not better than the next person, right? Just because I live my life a certain way, somebody could be living out here dirty as I don't know what and get forgive tomorrow. That's not my business, right? But what I can tell you is this person right here has not changed their ways. There's a person that wants to continuously steal from people. You know, they want to rob people. They want to hurt people. And, you know, this is what they want to do. And I feel like whoever you are, you saved yourself, because the Three of Swords is laying here. You saved yourself, okay? You could have found out something that was a painful truth, something that was very cutting, okay? This could have caused like a ending to a very frustrating relationship here with the Three of Swords. Okay. I feel like this is what allowed you to rediscover yourself. You know, you could have literally been thinking you were one person and now learning that you're totally something different. Someone different. Okay. Something like that. You know, when you regain your freedom, you ever hear somebody say, I lost myself? Right? Like that kind of energy. Hold on. Let me charge this phone. I done forgot to charge the phone. Oh, it fell out. Hold on, y'all. Let me charge it real quick. Baby, is that better energy? Here we go. All right. So, yeah. I don't know, but I like this, though, because you got the Hermit right here to the Nine of Wands. So, somebody really had to go in deep. Okay, very deep, to a deep place inside of themselves. You know, this is a person who literally, nobody can help you in this energy but self. And I feel like someone had to really go inside and help themselves. Okay, you could have been reaching for help everywhere, when the help was right here inside of you, something like that. You know, you're a wounded warrior here. I feel like you've gone through plenty of battles, a lot throughout life. And the hardest battle was the one inside of yourself, you know, to be authentically you, to be okay with your flaws, to be okay that you don't fit in everybody's life. You know, you're not a part of everybody's story, and that's okay. Something like that. You know, heavy on the Virgo energy and the fire energy. Sagittarius, number 9 is significant. Okay, we got 99 out here. I got 99 problems. Okay, that's what I'm hearing. Somebody's like, I got 99 problems. But guess what? I still show gratitude. Something like that. Because I'm seeing somebody and you got 99 problems. It's not that your life is just peaches and cream. It's just that you learned how to deal with challenges now. Something like that. Okay? You know, someone's victorious here. A lot of people, you know, I ain't gonna lie. A lot of people in this energy, you know, they want to take the shortcut, because what I'm seeing is I'm seeing people who work very hard, but things come in very slow. They take time. But someone doesn't understand that even though these things come in slow and they take time, these are things that are going to be solid. You know, someone's building a solid foundation here. Of course, everyone is looking at you. That's what the card says. Okay? Let's see. Something about paying attention to the lessons we have learned. Okay? There could be a thief trying to steal. There could be someone trying to like astral project into someone's dreams or something like that. We got Saturn, responsibility and discipline. You could be very responsible right now, showing up very disciplined, okay? You know, it takes a lot to be disciplined. It takes a lot, you know. It's so easy to be disobedient, but to be responsible and disciplined, you know, if you are a person that is disciplined, kudos to you. I'm talking about whether it be the gym, whether it be the way you eat, the way you speak, whatever it is, you know, you could be a man that, you know, you don't sleep with a whole bunch of people, or a woman that doesn't sleep with whoever has discipline in this energy, you're showing up very responsible, and kudos to you, okay? Something about that. You know, you could have been very irresponsible at one point with your gifts, is what I'm saying, with allowing people to come in and steal from you, okay? Something like that. It says, what is the deeper meaning? When challenges arise, am I searching for a deeper understanding? I feel like you are. I feel like you are right now. I feel like, you know, when challenges come in right now, you are searching for a deeper understanding. Because by now, you have to know, if you're on this channel, by now, you have to know nothing happens just for nothing. You know, everything happens for a reason. It's all a part of the divine plan, the divine order, and that's just how it goes. Okay? So I feel like right now, you know, a lot of people are just, you know, really wanting to know what the deeper meaning. Kissing ass. Someone's kissing ass here. Someone could be kissing your ass. Okay? That's cool. It seems sweet, though. I don't know if maybe you got into it with your boo. Okay? Somebody got flowers here. You could have gotten into it with your boo, and they could have been like, you know, sending you some roses, some flowers. They could be like, I'm sorry, boo. Somebody's kissing ass for something they did. It's all right. We all got to kiss a little ass in our relationship sometimes. We do things, you know, and we be like, damn, I should have did that, right? So something like that. Your boo could be sucking up to you right now. Okay? That's what I feel. I feel like good energy. I don't feel like nothing negative. I feel like that's cute. It's a cute energy. Okay? Let's see. Yeah, we got girl fight, but it's coming out in the reverse, and I love this. I ain't gonna lie to you. You got girl fight, and it's coming out in the reverse. That means gang. That's community, you know? This is letting me know that at one time you could have been getting into arguments, physical fight, and at war, competing, okay? And sometimes you find yourself in competition that you didn't even put yourself in. You ever been in a competition that your ass ain't never put yourself in? I have. Like, how the hell we in competition and I ain't even know? I ain't even get to put on my best outfit or nothing. Right? But I feel like whoever you are, you know, this is past energy. So I love this. You know, you could have been really out here kicking ass. Literally, I'm seeing someone. You could be a boxer that I'm talking to. A female. Okay? Man or woman, but I'm heavy on the girl, heavy on the woman. Okay, I feel like you could have been at war constantly at one point, but now it costs to get my boo. It costs. My boo said it costs to get your energy. Okay, it costs to get your energy. Like, you know, I feel like some things are just not worth your time, your energy, your effort. And with girl fight coming out in the reverse, I really feel like, you know, This is women coming together, empowerment. Okay? I can't talk, y'all. I get so excited, like, you know what I'm saying? It's empowering, okay? There's a lot of connection here, you know. I feel like there's women, and you know, these are women that don't mind giving compliments to another woman. This is a woman that knows that there's other beautiful women in the world, and that's fine. You know, this is a person that is not trying to fight over things. This is a person that is trying to build. You know, I see a lot of sisters coming together. Some a sisterhood, something about a sisterhood. Okay? Something like that. Be careful though with those sisterhoods. Okay? Make sure you use your discernment. Right? Okay? It's all good, but use your discernment. Let's see. Yeah, we got the King of Swords coming out in the reverse here. What I say? Didn't I say pick and choose, use your discernment, compromise? Someone could be trying to like compromise someone's morals and integrity. You know, somebody could be, you ever meet somebody trying to get you to do some underhanded shit, right? Like, and then when they try to get you to do it, they make it like, oh, it's not, like, ain't nobody going now. Ain't nobody going now, right? They try to get you to touch and agree to things that your spirit does not agree with. And I feel like this is that kind of energy here. Okay? There could be someone, you know, their thinking is just not rational. It could be very irrational thinking. This could be a person that talks shit, that you know, talk shit they can't back up kind of energy. You know, all bark, no bite. Yeah, like that. You know, this would be a person that, you know, if they were behind the door, you would think that, you know, it was a cane corso, but when you open up the door, it's like a little chihuahua or something. You know, like that kind of energy. Okay? So I feel like that's why that energy is in the reverse, that girls fight, because somebody's fighting, but they ain't fighting you. They fighting their damn self. If anything, okay? That's how I feel. I feel like right now, I feel like you feel so good that if anybody is literally trying to fight you or fighting you or feel like, you know, y'all beefing or whatever they call it, you probably don't even know about it. Isn't that crazy? A lot of one-sided situations out here because people are nuts, okay? Right? Check on your mental health. We got the Nine of Pentacles out here. Okay? And the Nine of Pentacles, someone's self-sufficient. You know, I feel like you may not be a boss. You may not be a CEO, a business owner, but you get into it and you comfortable with where you at. All right? Somebody's like, I'm comfortable where I'm at. That don't mean I don't want to go anywhere else, but I'm good right now where God has me. I don't need a position. Because, you know, the Nine of Pentacles is like, it's like you don't have a position, but you can hang with the big dogs, right? Something like that. You know, you might not be a rapper, but you might catch this person always at the events with the rappers, right? You know, that person that's like, you know, like, how did this influencer get in here? Right? That's you. I feel like people want to know how you keep getting into places. People want to know where you got your VIP pass from. Something like that, okay? Because I feel like you have a VIP pass. You know, you could be showing up in a lot of places, you know, where people are not expecting you, because I feel like you're in a place where you're sitting at tables with people that have more than you. See, in order to get where you're going, you can't sit around people just like you. You have to sit around people that have more than you so that you can get where you're going. It's a part of your journey. See, you are attracted to intelligence, something like that. Okay? Right? You could be very isolated and independent. I don't know if you live off on a country road. You could live on a back road or something. You could have no neighbors. I'm just seeing a secluded area. Heavy on the Virgo. Okay? Earth, you could be just down to earth. Okay? I don't know if you have a garden. I'm seeing somebody playing in the dirt or something like that. But this is very good energy, you know. I feel like this is a person that's very secure with who they are. Okay, something like that. I love this. This is a person, you know, you don't need a title. Like, you know, this is the kind of person that's so G that, you know, you could be the #1 salesperson at your job, right? And, you know, they could forget to put your name on a poster, the weekly poster for the highest sales. And you wouldn't really care because you're just doing what you naturally do, getting that bag. You know what I'm saying? I'm hearing somebody like, I don't care about none of that. I'm getting this bag. I'm smelling good. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing what I want to do in life. I'm out here treating people right. My skin is clear. My health is A1. I am so good. What Destiny Child say? I'm doing so. I'm doing so. Yeah. That kind of energy, okay? For real. I'm saying people like, you know, the things that worried you at one point don't worry you anymore. You know, I feel like people think that they can keep using the old tactics to make you nervous, to make you have anxiety, to make you feel depression. That shit they used to do, it doesn't work anymore. They don't know the new you. See, a lot of people, the problem is they think that they know you, but they knew you 5 years ago. And every 5 years, you're a total different person. So especially if a person is coming from high school, they're coming from right when you graduated, or they're coming from elementary, or they're even coming from 5 to 10 years ago, they don't know you. Something like that. And I think that's where people get it messed up with you, because they think they know you, but they have no idea. Something like that. I told you, photo proof. Someone thinks because they're watching your photos on social media that they know your life. Shit, they don't understand. You don't post half of your life on social media. See, what they don't understand is you post what you want people to see on social media. That doesn't mean all of your accomplishments goes on social media. That doesn't mean every moment with your children and your family. You know, it's something like that. I feel like, you know, this could even be the energy of a person, like, you know how you go to school with somebody, right? You go to school with somebody, and then let's say you become a little successful, right? So imagine, you know, let's say Trina, right? Let's say a person went to school with Trina, the rapper, right? And, you know, now Trina is in her 40s, right? I believe. So if a person comes from high school and they're like, yeah, I remember Trina. No, y'all know her. No, you don't. You don't know nothing about that lady. You don't know Naya. You don't know Naya. Trina said you don't know Naya. Yeah, you don't know Naya. You don't know nothing about that individual. But someone feels like because you put up social media photos and posts, they know you. But they don't understand that half of the shit you put on social media is a joke, a game. For a coin or whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? Like, they don't even understand who they're dealing with here. See, they thought they knew you were very readable at one point. You know, it was very easy to read your energy. And I feel like you were so willing to give information about yourself that people really believed that they knew you. Okay, something like that. And now I feel like you are more reserved, you know, keeping more things to yourself, you know, making sure you complete things before you announce them, stuff like that, right? Yeah, I told you something's played out here, okay? You know, I told you someone could have really thought that they knew you, and it's played out like you don't know me. I feel like also, you know, a lot of the things that used to go on, they're just played out. Like, you know, I feel like there's an energy that's constantly wanting somebody to go back because a person is constantly moving forward. You know, a person is constantly elevating in this energy, and I love that. And there's an energy that doesn't like that. You know, there's an energy that's so used to you just coming back. I'm hearing come back home or something like that. Maybe somebody normally texts you come back home and it works. But now you haven't answered for months. It doesn't work anymore or something like that. Yeah, clear the air. There could be someone wanting to clear the air. Okay? You know, I feel like, honestly, someone could have told someone a rumor about you. Someone could have spread some kind of gossip about you. I feel like someone did some shady business here, you know? And I feel like someone could be wanting to clear the air. But imagine this. Imagine you really gave somebody real genuine love, right? You gave somebody real genuine love, and a person decides after you give them real genuine love to go and do some shady shit to you, right? But when they do the shady shit to you, they just run away. They just run away like they don't have to apologize. They just run away like whatever, right? And now I feel like people are really wanting to clear the air with you because they know a lot of their problems are coming because they never apologized to you. You know, they never forgave you for things. So they hold hatred and animosity towards you, which really is terrible. When you hold on to hate and animosity, you know, and you can't forgive, it eats you up in the inside. You become rotten. You do. You stink. You become rotten, right? And I feel like there's a person that wants to make amends with you. Somebody wants to, you know, be like, I'm sorry, but someone has too much pride. Remember it came out earlier with the ego, the sun. Yeah, this could be a man that has too much ego, or there could be a woman that needs to apologize to a man and she has too much ego, something like that. But there's a person that really wants to apologize or clear the air about a situation, but I don't think that it's gonna matter anyway because you have totally moved on from this situation. The shit doesn't bother you anymore. They should have did this when you played that same situation in your head 15 times and you cried out at night, you know, when your face was dried up and itching because you had tears running down your face. You know, they should have called you when you lost 5 pounds because you couldn't eat. They should have called you, you know, at those times when it was important. So I feel like right now, you know, in the position that you are, where you're at in life, I don't think it's very necessary for you to even hear this, if I be honest with you. You know, it says clear the air, but I almost smell like a stink in the air, you know, because I feel like a person like this, you know, they come in with the goofiness. Oh, you know, I just want to tell you how much I'm sorry. And then, you know, people are looking for a spot back in your life. And you don't see, people didn't understand how valuable we were in their lives. And what happened was people pushed you to the side. They pushed you to the side and pushed you to the side. And they didn't understand that they would need you later, because a lot of people need you right now and they don't have any access to you. It sucks. Imagine a person like you with all the energy you know you have inside of you, right? All the love you know that you give, and now it's sad. You know, there's people that don't have access to you. There are people that you genuinely love that you know you can't pick up the phone and call anymore because, you know, why? It's a part of my healing, a part of my growth. I love them, but, you know, I got to move forward. And hey, that's what it is right now, okay? And, you know, I'm all for it because I feel like, you know, you've worked so hard to have a clear mind. You know, nobody understands how hard it is when, you know, people put you through things where they have you, like your mind's going crazy. You ever had somebody play so many games, it feels like what is really going on here? Right? You know? And now that you've become strong, it's like, why would I allow somebody to play with me like that again? No, I'm not going there. You know, some of you guys were almost to the point where, you know, some people had to literally check into mental hospitals, you know? Now, I didn't make it there, but I thought about it. I told a few people, like, you know, yo, I might just need to check in because I might hurt something. You know, I might hurt something, right? You know what I'm saying? We got an offer here. Okay, I told you an offer. Look, somebody wants to offer you something. I told you, thank you, Spirit. Always confirming. Confirmation. Yeah, somebody wants to offer you something, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Somebody wants to offer you something, and I feel like it's something in it. If you look at this, it looks like a cup of coffee, but why is the cream sitting on top like that? The cream won't even go inside of the coffee. Like, something's wrong there, you know? No. Don't take it. That's a dirty offer. It doesn't say dirty, but I'm telling you that it's dirty. Okay? Whatever this offer is anyway. Let's see. You can relate. Let's see. We got the owl coming out for you. Now, you know, the owl is a very tricky energy. You know, Lilith, Archangel Michael. I'm going to say Archangel Michael behind her name, okay? But Lilith was a deity. Not a deity, I'm sorry. Lilith was actually known to be Adam's wife before Eve, right? In the apocryphal literature. And, you know, they called her a siren, and also the owl, she was, you know, was a representation of her. So I don't know, Lilith could be significant. Somebody could be feeling like, oh, I was the first wife or something like that. I was the first husband. I don't know. Someone's delusional. I feel like a delusional energy here. Okay. I don't know. It says, choose to know the truth because you can. Open up your inner vision. You can see through deception. Let the past go and make room for a better life. Rise up. Magic and wisdom are your birthright. Okay? Period. You know, some of you guys been tapped in since birth. I told you that because, you know, your ancestors were magical. Okay? Something like that. You know, a lot of you guys, you got a lot of your omens from your family members. You know, a lot of different little recipes and herbal things from your family members. It was passed down in your tribe, your bloodline, your DNA, your makeup. Okay, you guys are very magical, right? And that's why it's very important for us magical beings to use our magic in the right way, right? Are you using your magic to heal or to harm, right? Right? Because I use my magic to heal. I'm a healer, right? And so I use my magic and my gifts to heal. And I feel like you guys are very magical. Okay? Something about your vision. I don't know. I feel like you have tunnel vision right now. You know, there's so many things that want you to look over here, look over there. But I feel like somebody got their glasses on and it's like, this is where I'm looking at, you know, it's exactly where I'm going. I'm headed this way and I don't want to look over here and I don't want to look over there because every time I'm headed somewhere and I look over there and I look over here, I don't get where the hell I'm going. So I'm focused. I'm focused, man. That's what I'm hearing. I'm focused, man. Someone's like, I'm focused. I'm not looking at all these distractions, you know, and then you could be also noticing right now how everything is trying to distract you, right? Do you notice? It's like, you know, all these lustful thoughts, all these thoughts of just projections. You know, people are projecting things. So it's a lot of sexual thoughts. It's a lot of self-doubt. It's a lot of, you know, insecurities. These are all projections. It's not your own energy. You know, people are doing this because guess what? You're looking forward. You're not looking over here. You're not looking over there. So because you are starving this energy, you could feel the gravitational pull of things trying to pull you, but you're going this way. It's very important to remember that you're going this way and you're doing a good job because I see, literally I can see and I can feel how many things want me to be pulled in several different directions. Okay. So stay focused here. Hey, baby sis, Bree. Hey, baby sis, Bree. Pretty girl. Let's see. All right, y'all. Ooh, it's hot. It says faith. Faith is the things we pray for and the evidence of things unseen. Okay? So your faith is very, very important to, you know, faith. Like, I might not know what's going on next month. I know the government got these things on. I know it's this going on at work. I know I got this going on over here. But what I do know is faith is the things we pray for and the evidence of things unseen. Okay? So if I keep my faith, I'm in good standing. Something like that. Okay? 9 of Wands. Wounded warrior. You know, but there's a lot of victory. There's a whole lot of victory in this energy. You know, the 9 of Wands is someone who has been, you know, imagine, I don't know if you've seen the episode of Martin when he was boxing, right? And he was boxing and his head got all swollen up and stuff, right? But he was still in the ring. This is the 9 of Wands, you know, that kind of energy. You know, this is the energy of, what's his name? Jake Paul getting in the ring with Tank Davis, even though he's a professional fighter versus a YouTuber. You know, it's like that kind of energy, you know? So, I don't know, something about you just being, you know, a wounded warrior, something about perseverance, resilience, okay? Something like that. Somebody could be, your gray hairs could be popping out. Mine are, child. But it's wisdom, okay? I feel like someone has, I don't know if you are a gray silver fox or you got that, you know, that nice little white beard. Okay, with that nice skin, but I'm seeing like, you know, I'm seeing some silver hairs here. You could be a silver fox in the energy. Okay. Let's see. We got bankrupt in the reverse, period. Okay. Not no more. Okay. You could have literally filed bankruptcy at one point, but whoever you are, that credit could be on point now or getting there. I picked up the other day, there's a lot of people working on their credit and different things, and kudos to you. You know, in our community, a lot of people didn't teach us financial literacy. Okay, a lot of people didn't teach us to live below our means. You know, in our community, you know, you see a lot of things where you got people that are walking in designer, you know, so kudos to you, okay, for being a generational curse breaker. You know, there's someone, and you could have been spending money recklessly at one point, but I feel like no longer. Okay, there could be some kind of loan here, some kind of advance, some kind of payment, because there is nothing past due. If there is anything past due right now, okay, this is someone leaving out of this energy. Because if you're still here, this is an energy that you're getting out of, and I feel like somebody's already past this. Like, I'm reading two different energies. This is someone's present, and then someone's, you know, this is someone leading into this, right? Because I'm not a fortune teller. I don't read nobody's fortune. You know, I don't know what God got for you, but I know he got something good for you. I can tell you that. Exactly what it is, I don't know, because I don't go that far. That ain't my business. You know what I'm saying? I ain't your fortune teller, okay? I can't tell you that. I ain't about to tell you that, okay? I can't even really tell you exactly, you know, how another person, you know, feels, because only a person knows how they feel inside, right? I can tell you exactly what I see, and that's what I do. You know, I give what God gives to me, and that's all I got. I can't be anything else, but what I can tell you is what I see, okay? Yeah, we got the tiger. I don't know if you got tiger stripes on your belly. You could be a mom with some cute stretch marks. You wearing your little tank, your little shirt, and you got your badge of honor out there. You go, girl, with your waist beads and your little cute clothes. I see you, okay? Somebody got their little tiger stripes out looking good, mamas, okay? You could have worked really hard to, you know, get your body back after birth or whatever it is, after something has happened to you, you know, whatever it is, somebody's working very hard. I can see it, okay? I choose to be unstoppable. My passion is my power. I am bold. I am brave. Mighty forces come to my aid. Yeah, the tiger's here. Your name could be Tiger. That could be somebody's nickname, Tiger. Okay, Tony the Tiger is great. Frosted Flakes could be significant. Okay, something about it's great here. Yeah, Tony the Tiger for sure. Okay, let's see. Yeah, we got the Death card in the reverse here. Okay, I feel like somebody's trying to stop something that you can't stop, and that's real. Okay, now I do also feel like in this energy, if I be honest with you, there's someone who you overcame the things that people were doing to try to take you out. You know, I was watching very briefly. I watched the interview with Gucci Mane and his wife, and I only wanted to watch it because I had really liked Gucci Mane back then because I was going through a lot of things when he was putting out that music. I was going through it right with him, right? So, you know, when I watched it last night, it really made me think about how there are people in your life that want you stuck in a certain position. They want you to just repeat the same cycle over and over again. And I feel like with this Death card in the reverse, you know, you were able to stop a cycle or something like that. There was something trying to, I don't know, you stopped something. Like you changed something around, okay? I don't know. You know, when he was speaking about how, you know, he would hang with certain people and they would just be pushing pills and lean and all kinds of stuff to him, right? They didn't give a damn about his well-being, his health. And I feel like a lot of us were around these kind of people, and you have separated yourself from these things, and it has really saved your life. Someone say, yeah, someone's life's been saved here. Okay? I feel like Spirit is saying be patient. You could be a Scorpio that I'm talking to. Number 13 is very significant. It's very important to be patient in this energy. Okay? You could be rushing things. Slow down. Slow down. I just want to get to know you, but don't turn around. Slow down. All right. Let's see. Yeah. Somebody could have had like a near-death experience or something like that. Okay, somebody could have been close to like being unalived, and someone overcame a situation. I don't know if someone could have been something with the. I'm seeing somebody having like something in their nose, like they can't breathe or something like that. Someone could be getting a breathing treatment on a CPAP, or I don't know. I'm seeing something here, something like that. Let's see. Yeah, shocking news. We got shocking news coming in. Okay. I feel like this shocking news is very good though. You know, when you have bankrupt in the reverse, you got the 9 of Pentacles. I feel like, you know, there could even be shocking news of like, you know, your credit score jumping up, you being approved for something. I don't know if you are applying to something, but I'm just saying like, you know, someone being approved. There could be someone, you could have gotten denied for something in the past, and maybe right now is the time to try it again. Maybe you were discouraged because you got denied at a certain point, but I feel like you've been working on something to where as though the answer could possibly be yes right now. Okay? Yeah. We got spiritual gift. Okay? You could be really tapping into your spiritual gift, learning what your spiritual gift is. Okay? Using your gift to make a way for you, something like that. Someone could be like, well, what the hell is my spiritual gift? The thing that you do every day, that it doesn't require money to make you happy and it helps people. That is your gift. Okay? Right? Something about a career change here. I don't know. I told you I picked it up earlier. Somebody could be changing their career. You could be going from a worker to the boss. Something like that. Okay? You could be going from something traditional to something untraditional. Someone's taking a career change. You could have gone to college for one thing, and you could be doing something totally different. Okay? Something totally different. Somebody said, yeah, move in silence. I feel like you've been doing a lot of your moving in silence. And because you have been doing this, it is allowing you to move. You know how a lot of times you wanted to make moves, but you couldn't really make the moves because every time you went to go make the moves, you had already told somebody. And so they prevented you from being able to make the moves. They were always putting blocks in front of you, and you couldn't understand why you couldn't get around these blocks. It was because you were talking too much. The people that you were telling your business to, they did not like you, they did not love you, and they did not want to see you go anywhere. But now that you have been moving in silence, you can really see how things are growing here. Something about that. Okay? Woo, woo! You heard me. New opportunity. Kudos to you, boo. Uma, I'm happy for you. Yuma, okay? Kudos to you. I'm glad you have a new opportunity. Many more. Times 3. I feel like that's times 3 for you. I feel like you're going to hear 3 things. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3. 3 is your number. Okay? There could be 3 things that come. Delays are only small setbacks, okay? That's it. Remember I was saying that you could have tried something at one point and somebody could have told you no. I feel like right now you got your paperwork together or whatever it is. Somebody's been getting some shit together. So like when I go back, boom. What you say I need? Right? I don't know if it's a deposit, a down payment, but I'm seeing whoever you are, somebody's working towards something, because when you go to that desk, there it is. Whoop, there it is. Okay? Something like that. We can't control every situation. Lean not into your own understanding. And this is a hard one sometimes. I get it. You know, trying to understand that we can't control every situation. You know, what I can tell you is if you don't learn that, you'll be very frustrated in life, you know, because a lot of situations are literally above us. You know, they are so far above what we can't even comprehend. You know, God is in control, and some things happen and we don't quite understand. They don't register. We're like, why? We don't get it. But, you know, lean not into your own understanding. Okay. It's not for us to understand everything. Okay. Let's see. Let's get a card from here. I heard the name Heather. Lacey. We got distance. Okay. I don't know if you have a long distance lover. You could be, you could have moved away from someone. We got separation, space, and blockage. Or maybe you just distance yourself from people. Okay. Separation, you know, separation anxiety. You ever heard of separation anxiety? I had that at one point. You ever been in a situation where you stayed because you had separation anxiety? You thought that if you left the situation, you wouldn't be able to function. Well, I'm here to tell you that you can leave any situation and function if you truly want to. If it's a situation that is unhealthy, it is best for you to move on, and by the grace of God, you will be able to get it together. Trust me. If you put an effort towards getting it together, God will help you, guide you, and move you. Okay? Trust me. Don't ever feel like you have to stay in a situation just because you don't. Okay? If you are in a situation that is not healthy or conducive to your growth, pray about it, make a move, and God will guide you. And I'll tell you that. Yeah, we got spiritual hater. Okay? I feel like, you know, spiritual hater, people don't like, not only is it your light, your magic, and your power, people don't like that a lot of shit you're right about. You know, I don't know if you're making posts about things. I don't know if you are just putting your opinion on things or whatever you're doing. You could be prophesizing or whatever it is, but people don't like that you are giving out real truth. Okay? You know, it's crazy. You know, people want to keep people away from you, but what they don't understand is the noise that they make to keep people away from you, it attracts people to you even more. Something like that. Remember earlier I said that people want to see what you're doing. Okay? That's over here. Right? Ooh, there we go. It flew on my hand. Of course everyone is looking at you. And I'm not even going to go get it because you already know this. Spiritual hater. Okay? Somebody's jealous of your gifts. Somebody feels like they don't understand why God keeps blessing you, keeps giving you opportunities. Okay? Maybe this person doesn't understand that they can have the same opportunities and blessings if they stop picking on you and they do their own work. Somebody's mad at you about the blessings that you receive. Somebody's mad because every time you fall, you get back up. Somebody's mad because you bend, but you never break. Something like that, you know? I feel like somebody's really angry because they do things to get you bent out of shape. And you do bend, right? In some odd positions, but you never break. You know? You never break. Something like that, okay? You got a spiritual hater out here. There could be someone even mad at you because they feel like you should, you know, some people want you to believe what they believe. Some people don't like you because of the way you believe. Okay? Something like that. Now, this could be somebody messing around with fake accounts. Okay? A coward. A freaking coward. Okay? A dust bunny. Yes. You know, you are a dust bunny. If you have to sit there and make fake accounts about you, you are dusty. Period. Yes, I said it. Okay? It says fake social media accounts to spy, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, etc. Yeah, someone's weird. Okay? I feel like somebody is very weird. You know, this could be a person that pretends to be a spiritual guru. They pretend to be something that they're really not, and because you are really what you really say you are, they could be mad at you. Okay, so I told you something about your spiritual gifts. They don't like it. I don't know. I really believe that you're seeing things and speaking on them. I've been speaking about this a lot this week. That, you know, the way you have been talking out, somebody's like, they want to take a rag with some alcohol or something and put it over your face and make you be quiet. Okay? Somebody's like, I am so sick of this person talking because they are a truth speaker. Keep speaking your truth. We got the kingdom here. Okay? Yeah, you're a part of the kingdom. Right? Right? You could just be out in the kingdom helping people. The kingdom is the world. Okay? You could be really out here trying to help people. Transmute. This is a time to use any negativity and turn it into positivity. Transmute in negativity. Okay? I love this. Give more. It says service, help, kindness, and donate. You could be needing to give more. You know, as God is blessing you more, don't forget to give more. That doesn't mean that, you know, you got to be held hostage in the church because you ain't give up $2,000. But what it does mean is that you should be doing things from the kindness of your heart without anyone having to tell you to do it. You should be doing things that God leads you to do in your heart. To whom much is given, much is required. So I feel like giving more, you know, kindness, donations, service, and help. You could be needing to donate clothing or something like that. You can have way too many. Okay? Something like that. Those clothes that have been sitting in your closet that you're not going to wear because you're not going to wear them. I know you say you were going to wear them 10 years ago. You still ain't worn them. Get them jeans out of there. Okay? You got them one pair of jeans you've been holding on to. I know. I'm cool. We got the swan here in Grace. Yeah, you could have been the ugly duckling. Okay, so they thought. Because now you a baddie. Right? Or you fine as I don't know what, sir. Papa, mister, right? But it says, Grace, okay? You who glides across the water of my soul, bring me your wisdom and light. Help me transform into elegance and grace. Inspire me with dignity in the spirit of beauty. Yeah, someone did a glow up here. Not only physically, but like spiritually. You are more attractive, right? Because you do right. You know, when you do right, that shit is attractive. Like Mr. Do Right, Mrs. Do Right. That is good. Don't let the world fool you and think that that energy is not needed or loved or welcomed. The world is a lie. Okay? The world is a lie. Do not believe that you are not needed, because you are. We need people like you more, okay? Something about procreation. Okay? Procreating. Remain vigilant. Keep careful watch for possible danger or difficulties. Remember earlier I said that I feel like somebody only wants to come in your life because of the fact that they want to, somebody wants to come into your life just so they can do shit that they did to you last time. Like, you really want me to let you come back into my life again so you could do the same shit you did to me last time? No. No. Not gonna happen. Okay? Like, you know, it's crazy because this kind of energy, you know, this person did so much to you. Like I said, they almost sent you to the damn mental hospital. And they still want to come in and play. Remain vigilant. Okay? I feel like, you know, there could be some difficulties on the horizon, but it's all good. It's nothing that you can't handle. Okay? You've been going through this shit for a long time. You know, you've been a warrior since you came out the womb. You've been fighting for your life when you came out, because a lot of you guys were born premature, okay? So, you know, why would you give up now? Something like that, okay? Let's see. We got dodging bullets in the reverse. And it's crazy because, you know, when I seen this, I was like, well, why would it be in the reverse? But I get it. This is the projections. You know, dodging bullets. You know, your enemies that have been out here doing shit to you, is no more dodging bullets. Everybody has to be accountable for what the hell they've been doing, okay? And that's on period. If you've been out here doing black magic, voodoo, evil shit to people, and I'm not saying that all black magic and voodoo is evil, but if you've been out here practicing on the evil side of any goddamn thing, don't think you're dodging any bullet, because you will not. You know, God is tired of playing with people, right? You know, a lot of people have did the work, so the hex can no longer work. Proverbs says the hex only works if you deserve it. And because people have been doing the work, they are no longer deserving. So dodging bullets is in the reverse. If you're out here doing spell work and doing shit to people behind their back because you feel some kind of way, you will be caught, and there are consequences. You can't keep going around and playing with the Most High's people. It doesn't work like that. You won't get away with it, and you have been charged and judged already. Okay? And this ain't coming from me. I'm just telling you what I see here. Right? You know, the verdict has already been in. The ancestors been in the ancestral realm. You know, the verdict has been in already. Okay? Like, you know, people have been tried for what they have done, and I don't know if they think they can just get away with it because their name is John, or my name is Casey, Kayla, you know, Bino, Lydia, Gloria. Just because this is my name, I think that I can just do whatever I want. No, it doesn't work like that. Okay? Someone has been tried in the spirit. Your spirit team and they spirit team, they went face to face, right? And when your ancestors stepped in and they was like, wait a minute, they are not deserving of this shit. Why does your people keep sending things over here that we have to keep protecting for nothing? The ancestors said they got other things to do. They got other family members to protect than over some bullshit like this. Okay? They tired of it, fed up. All right? Something like that. They are fed up with these spiritual haters, with these people that just want to be dark. Okay? Darkness will never win, you know? So if you could be a person that wants to be dark, okay? I want things fast. I want power. I want money. I want to control, right? You will get those things because if you seek, you shall find, right? But be careful what you ask for. Because you just might get it, okay? You just might get it. And if you keep on going around and asking for trouble out of, you know, from people, you just might get that. Their ancestors ain't playing no more. We got creeping. There could be someone creeping in your energy. Okay? Yeah, creeping in your energy. Okay? But I feel like you already knew that, you know, the projected energy, because you're starting to realize, I'm seeing someone and you're honestly starting to realize like, okay, wait a minute. I was just feeling okay, but now I feel bad. Wait a minute. This can't be my own energy. This has to be a projection. This has to be somebody throwing something towards me, or either it has to be something inside of me, because there's only two things. Is it my own mind playing tricks on me, or is there some form of witchcraft being projected towards me? And if so, I'm going to balance myself and make myself aware that this shit is happening to me, and I'm going to be focused and tapped in so that this shit can't affect me. Okay? Yeah. Because people think they could just do anything out here and there's no repercussions. And I don't know why people think they can play like that. Because that ain't how it goes. You can't just be out here doing stuff to innocent people and thinking that they ancestors and God, the Most High, won't step in. Because that's not how you just can't keep doing this to people. You know? And I'm talking to the karmics right now that think that they can keep going in the dark and doing things to innocent people. So what? They did something to you 10 years ago. God forgave them. Who the hell are you to say that this person still has to be punished or judged in this kind of way because you feel some kind of way about something somebody did to you 8 years ago? God forgave them. You better forgive them. Okay? Because if you live with those kind of feelings in your heart, it becomes rotten on the inside. Remember that. A thing that's rotten at the core, it ends up being rotten on the entirety as well, right? So we got carless, no car, repo, car issues. Someone's car could have broken down or something like that. There could be some expensive work that needs to be done to a vehicle. Someone could have got their car towed from a parking lot I don't know if you went somewhere. You could have gone to an event and someone's car could have been, somebody's vehicle could have been towed or something like that. Okay? Someone could have also had a vehicle repossessed. I feel like if your vehicle was repossessed within the last 2 weeks, God did you a favor and you may not understand it right now. The car was going to cost you way more in the long run. Okay? So just know you're protected. It's okay. Right? It's all good. This too shall pass. Yeah, we got the 8 of Wands here. So something's happening and it's happening very quickly. A change, okay? Something like that. I feel like life is changing for you very quickly. This is a fire energy, Sagittarius, okay? You could be full of energy right now, full of passion, Something like that. You know, you could be feeling so energetic that you can't even hardly sleep at night. You know, where you just feel like, I don't know, I'm getting to something. Something's happening in my life. Things are changing. I feel so excited. I don't know what's next. Like, you know, I just want more and more. But slow down. Be patient. Everything you want and desire is coming towards you, okay? We got the Lovers card here. I feel like this is a choice. Okay, you could be choosing to love on you. I'm gonna love me. I can't sing that, y'all. However it go. I'm gonna love me. I don't even know who sings that, but the Lovers, you know, it could be a challenge. It could be a challenge even in, you know, choosing a partner. Now, you could already have a partner, right? And sometimes when you have a partner, you got to choose them every day too, right? It's not, you don't just get married or have a partner and shit just works. You got to choose that person every day, right? I got to wake up and I got to choose my husband every day, right? And sometimes he gets on my nerves and sometimes I get on his, right? But I feel like right now with the Lovers here, someone's choosing their partner wisely. You know, you could be really looking at like, what really helps me? Like, does this relationship really help me grow? Right? Is it changing me for the better? You know, or is it causing me challenges? Something like that. I don't know. I feel like something is a promising future here for you. Something looks very promising in this energy. Okay. We got the Seven of Swords and it's in the reverse. They can't steal from you no more. I told you that in the beginning. Remember in the beginning I said there's an energy that wants to steal from you, wants to rob you, but it can't, right? It's like, you know, you're starving energy. And if you starve it, eventually that thing gonna die out. You know, it has no fuel. No fuel to have any energy. Something like that. Okay? I feel like it's very important to, you know, not be deceptive to self right now. Like, you know, you've come too far. You know what the hell you see. You know what's right. You know what it is. Like, you know, now is not the time to be doubting your intuition. Like, you have come too far. Don't start letting people get you, you know, all confused and I don't know what to do. I don't know which way. I don't know if I'm really thinking right. I don't know if my mind playing. No, you know what the hell is up. You did a lot of work, okay? It took a lot to get you here. You know what the hell is up right now. You know what I'm saying? Even when it's right and when it's wrong, you know what the hell is up. You even know when you're wrong. Like, you know, we're at the level now where we can even say, like, you know what, man, I'm sorry. I was wrong. Girl, I was wrong. My bad. Like, you know, we should be at that point. Right? If you're still defending yourself when you're wrong, we got a problem there. I used to be like that. I used to be wrong as hell and defending myself. You know? Crazy. Just wrong. You know what I'm saying? Craziness. We got reflecting. You could be reflecting on life right now, meditating. Somebody could be practicing yoga. I'm seeing Reiki in the energies. Tai Chi, okay? Something about matcha, green tea. You could be drinking green tea, okay? You could be a matcha girl, matcha guy, okay? We got the Queen of Swords here. So someone knows how to communicate, okay? I feel like you have a lot of knowledge and, you know, you have better judgment. You know, it's crazy. Your judgment was poor at one time. Your judgment was poor. Your judgment was poor and now it's not, you know. Somebody wants you to have that poor judgment that you had at one point. And there's a person here, your ajna, your third eye chakra, it's open and it's no close. Once that thing is open, your pineal gland, once it's open, it's no closing it. Somebody wants you to go back to sleep. Somebody wants you to go back to sleep because you're too knowledgeable. Somebody's like, I don't know if you like, after you left somebody, you started studying more or something like that. Because somebody's like, how the hell do you know all of this? Somebody knew a lot before you, right? It's like you could have been with a person that was experienced in a lot of different things. They could have been a lot faster than you, right? And maybe you were a little bit slower. Not slow, but I'm talking about, you know, you didn't know as much as them. Well, now that you guys are separated, you know, you could be showing up very sharp. And this person is like, I thought this person was not intelligent. You know, because when people think they can get over on you, they feel like you're not intelligent. You know, people think you're a fool because they get away with some snake shit. So they feel like, you know, you're not smart or something. Whole time, they don't understand that you already know the whole time. You know, we just sit back and observe and watch things because a person like you let things play out, you know, until they play out. And when they play out, how they play out, you know? So something like that. Let's see. It's hot. I'm about to get off of here. We got the dragonfly magic, okay? I embrace my transformation. I courageously let go of the past. The magic of the nature is in me. I am brilliant and I am blessed. Yeah, you are, period. You're brilliant. You're blessed. You know, you've overcome so many different things. You know, if somebody could pull off your shirt or your pants, they would see a lot of scars on you. You know, I'm seeing somebody with a lot of physical scars because you've gone through a lot of things that really hurt you physically, right? Let's not even talk about the mental scars, the emotional scars, right? But whoever you are, you know, I feel like you're really transforming your life. And, you know, it's a beautiful thing to watch unfold. And unfortunately, you know, you ain't popping if you ain't got no haters. And that's what's happening. You know, you got people around you that, you know, they are intimidated by your growth. Because let's be honest, most humans don't like to grow. They like comfortable situations where they don't have to change and they know exactly what's going to happen. So you, whoever you are, you know, you were put into a situation where you had to be thrown into the unknown. Because a lot of you guys, you weren't in these positions until you were attacked by different things. You know, when that curse was put on you, you didn't know shit about black magic. You didn't know that people really wanted to turn your ass into a donkey. You had no idea. You thought it was for shits and giggles, right? And when they really wanted, when you started feeling aches and pains from these things, you're like, wait a minute, Lord. Hold on, let me turn on my prayer because, God, I think they really doing something over here, right? Okay, we got the sun coming out again. Something is significant about Aniko. I got God's body, God's body, God's body. Okay, the sun, enthusiasm, energy, a bright vision, and the help of noble people is here for you. Okay, there's a lot of brighter days here. I don't care how many cloudy days you've gone through. Okay. On the other side of those clouds is the sun, period. Why? Because it's your birthright. It is your birthright to have a healthy, happy life, okay? Now, we have people that are planted here on earth to cause disruption, right? And that's fine. But once you become aware that, look, there's literally good in the world and there's literally bad in the world. And I'm going to just tell you, if you want to be good, you can't mess around with the bad because they don't go together. And that's just how it is. Like, they don't blend. And when you finally realize that and you stick to your path and your lane, everything's all good. That's called working your magic. Okay? That is called working your magic. I love you guys so much. That was your message. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope that the message resonated. My husband will be back with some soul reports for you guys. I can't remember what signs he's on, but he has like 4 zodiac signs he's going to do for you guys. So thank you guys for your time, your energy, your love. I love you guys. Let me see. Oh, we love you. We love you too. Of course. We love y'all so much. Tribe. Yeah, we down for life. Soul Tribe. Yeah, we down to ride. Soul Tribe. Yeah, we down for life. And this is for my Soul Tribe. Hey, and this is for our Soul Tribe. Hey, Soul Tribe, yeah, we done a ride. Y'all know we love y'all. So we love you guys so much. If you would like to be a blessing to our page, all of our information is listed. Thank you guys so much, and I'll catch you guys later.